For those who don't know Clara Sorrenti, I didn't know much about Clara either. Didn't know anything about Clara. I get on Twitch occasionally, but I'm not familiar with Clara. I don't get on Twitch enough. Clara is a big voice in the trans community, especially on Twitch. So much so that she's seen voices from all over the world come to her channel and they're heard. They speak on behalf of different things within the trans community that are not heard. Me, myself, I'm 39 years old. One thing that a lot of people know is I like to joke a lot. I like to make jokes and things like that. I talk a lot of stuff. When it comes to jokes specifically about the trans community, it's like, it's a little risque with the way the how can I say, the temperature is nowadays. We had people before saying, Transformers, right? They would consider that very disrespectful. Now, somebody can call me a monkey. I might consider it real disrespectful. It can go both ways. I understand that. So, with this subject, everybody in the chat, y'all can light up and troll all you want to. I'm going to try to be delicate on this, but everybody else, do your damn thug diz on the chat, okay? This is just my end. I got to handle my end. It's a lot of people I respect in the industry, and I want to make sure to keep that respect that way. Tucker. So, I'm gonna try to not look at the chat. I'm gonna try, okay? Just because I'm just gonna get to it. It's gonna be ridiculous, okay? So, one thing I want to say is that Clara has been through multiple attempts, she feels, on her life because of the voice that she has been on Twitch. Clara didn't start Twitch coming out saying, I'm going to be a voice. Something that kind of happened. And as more people took to Clara and loved Clara, and they came out and seen Clara as the beacon of hope for all the trans community on Twitch, like someone who's able to speak on these issues and not worried about the backlash, not worried about being hated, talked about or anything like that. That's Clara. Or as everyone knows her by name as Keffels. And correct me if I'm saying that wrong. Okay, Keffels. All right. Or it might be Kiefels. Might be Kiefels. But no, Clara. So Clara, or let's say Kiefels. Let's go by Kiefels because that's a Twitch name. I like to use that. Keffels. Keffels. Somebody help me out on that, man. Is it Kiefels? Keffels? Because I feel like, Kiefels is kind of close to, what I'm thinking of. So I ain't want to go there. But Clara has a Big Mac. I told myself I wasn't going to read the chat. God damn. Okay, here we go. Clara, a.k.a. Kiefels, was facing a lot of different backlash for speaking out. Okay? One thing I can recall is Keffels being banned because speaking out on the specific slurs and things that were used against her from people who would tune into the channel. One specific website, which I'm sure a lot of you know, is Kiwi Farms. We all know Kiwi Farms, right? Very popular website, known for doing a lot of dark things. Also, there's just things that might happen positive on there. I don't know. But when I hear about it, it's through news, and usually it's bad things. So that's just what I know. Okay. Kiwi Farms has a group of people that have literally, from what Kiefels is saying, has been targeting her. Right? So why does it come across my desk? Why do I decide to talk about it? I got many things, right, that come across my desk. I can either pass them or keep them. This one came across, and this was something I wanted to talk about. The reason I want to talk about this is because specifically the doxing and the swatting attempts being done. I would like to say that That is something that every streamer worries about, has to deal with, goes through something, right? She has had it happen to her not once, but twice. And let me tell y'all, when this happens, yes, might be funny to our viewers. It is hilarious to watch. I've seen these. It will have you shitting your pants when it happens to you, because SWAT teams are trained a lot of times to assess situations in the moment of seconds. So if they come into my room and I happen to make a wrong gesture, wrong move, those seconds might be my last. So Keffels, on the other hand, dealt with it twice and said, I'm not going to deal with it. She's been in touch with the London police, different enforcement agencies. They're tracing the IP. They want to get to the bottom of this. They want to get to the bottom. They don't want to play around. They don't want to mess around. They want to find out who is doing this and get them out of there, locked up. So this is my question for everyone out there. For swatting, what do you guys think the proper charge is for doing this to a streamer? What do you think the charge is? I want to know. Anybody, what do you think the proper charge is for swatting? So if I call and say, hey, so-and-so's holding up somebody, they're terrorists, they're shooting everybody up, they're doing all this, you got to go in there and take a look. And let's say it gets traced back to me. What should I be charged? Should I do time? Should I pay a hefty fine? Should I, should I be forced to never make a 911 call again? Can I not use 911 services? Do I lose my privilege of a 911 or any emergency service? Forget 911. I lose my privilege of an ambulance. I lose my privilege of a fire department. I lose my privilege of anything government related. Is that something? So let's go through. I'm going to see. My man Joe said 10 to 15. 10 to 15. Damn. Yo, 10 to 15, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't ever pranking. The hell with that. 15 to 40. Ooh, man. Oh, y'all hard. Y'all hard. Man. Ooh, 50. Y'all mean time, months? Years? Like what? Ooh. Lord. Jesus. I guess it would stop it. Ooh, let's see. Let's see another one. Swatting. 5 years. My man, did you know? 5 years. Oh, yeah, definitely. Glock Dookie. You better keep a Glock Dookie on deck. Yo, I had a Glock Dookie every day. The Glock Dookie would stay on me. I would make my own Glock Dookies 24/7. I'll be telling all my friends and family, yo, you know what? I got a Visine issue. Can all y'all send me Visine? Y'all don't got to send me nothing else. Just send me Visine. I squeeze all the Visine out, and I'll be having Glock Dookies on deck. They'll be like, yo, how many Glock Dookies you got? Yo, I'm strapped with 7 Glock Dookies. They play with me. Bow, 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 bow. You won't play with me. You won't play with me, all right? But regardless, that's a lot of time, man. That's a lot of time. Oh, my goodness. Yo, the Glock Dookies. Yo, Marcus. Now, he asked the golden question, man. What is a Glock Dookie? I ain't going to spoil that, my Marcus. You need to take your time after this. Go look up Glock Dookie, man. Just type it in on YouTube. Yep, there you go. You're going to see a good video, man. And you got to have people explain it. People who've actually used Glock Dookies. All right, because people who use them can tell you how valuable they are. Like if you ain't, we might hear Glock Dookies, and when you hear the meaning, we go, oh, but nah, they valuable, man. They might keep you alive up in jail. You might need to keep you a couple Glock Dookies, man. But I think that's a lot of time, man. I think the charge should be determined on what happens. And that's crazy to say because laws are very concrete. They don't fluctuate. So changing it on a situation, based type of thing is not what the law would do. They wouldn't. It just doesn't work that way. There's cut code laws for a reason. But I think it should be on a per case basis. If the swatting happens, Nobody gets hurt. No doors are broken. They're able to address the situation. Nothing happens. The charge should be a fine. Should face no jail time. No jail time at all. Just a fine. Now, they kick down doors. You are responsible for everything they damage. You are responsible also, maybe you want to say, for the officer's time, safety, other things. You can start charging for more. But once you break down the door, you're paying for anything they break, any damage they do, you're paying for that. I do agree to that. So next, this is kind of tough for me, but I do feel as though if they come in there and they beat the hell out the person, then you should face criminal charges. You should face criminal charges because they beat that person up. Because, and this sounds wrong. Let me break something down to y'all, and I'm gonna really kick some knowledge, and y'all gonna feel me on this. Everybody tune in. Let me pull the subject back up. Okay, because everybody, this is for real, a good thing to talk about. So you first want to talk about the charge. What would the charge be? Determining on what happens, right? So let's say nothing happens. What do you charge the person? Do you charge them with anything? Like, what would be the charge? So let's say you charge them with, hey, obstruction of justice. There we go. That's a very minor charge. It's like a Class C misdemeanor, very light fine. Maybe you can raise the fine of that. Okay. But obstructing justice, because, they're trying to serve justice by doing a swatting. You called, it's a fake one. It's obstructing of justice. That to me doesn't seem fit. The more you can get clear cut with the charge determines on what happens. So if they come in there and they beat the hell out of that person and they realize this person is not even a threat, but we beat the hell out of them, guess what? You should be charged, and then we could start talking about assault. We could say assault with a deadly weapon. We can say a lot of different things at this point. Now we can start talking about the charges because we have physical abuse done to the victim. It doesn't have to be physical abuse either. They could have a heart attack, which has happened. That has happened from a swatting before. Someone has literally died. So it can be heart attack. It can be mental trauma. Things, they might cut themselves thinking something's going on. Who knows? All that trauma can be something that you can't really weigh. So I think that you have to do it on a case-by-case basis. Now, from what Keffels is saying, or Keffels, not sure how to pronounce it, but excuse me, for what she's saying, these individuals who did this, she believes should face the utmost penalty. So she said she believes they should face attempted murder charges. Damn. Attempted murder. Woo. Sheesh. So I want to ask y'all right now, attempted murder charges. Is that fair to say? I mentioned this to somebody else before this. And you know what they said to me? They said, hey, it's possible they could have came in and just shot her damn brains out. They got a point. It's possible they could have came in there and just, bam, ended it. So that would be murder. She would have been dead. That person should have been charged with murder for doing that. I agree. Attempted murder. That charge I don't agree with. Okay, and Booker T, back me up.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Thank you, Booker T. The reason I don't agree with attempted murder is not for the fact that I don't think that SWAT teams come in there with the intent to kill the target. I do. And that is very concerning and definitely can end in a death of a gunshot. Definite. So that's a possible attempted murder. But in order for that to be the case, and you're charging that person with attempted murder, you have to pretty much convince, or I'm not going to say convince, a judge has to pretty much state on record that when SWAT teams come into homes, they already have the intent to kill. Because other words, how would it make sense? SWAT teams come in, they don't come into situations to kill everything. That's the truth. We all know it. They do not do that. They don't come in to kill. SWAT teams to just come in, bah, 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 start shooting stuff up. They don't do that. They assess a situation. They want to come out that situation with as less bodies as possible. They want to kill. They don't even want to have to kill the target necessarily. They would like to take the target unharmed. So that is the first thing that they're thinking of. If you were to charge this individual who made this prank, who, oh, ha, 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 funny prank, but could have ended up in a death, not funny at all. But attempted murder, they would not probably have done it if they would have known it would have ended in your murder. You know what I mean? So that's something you can't really weigh. So for instance, if I take a drink right now, I'm drunk and I go, boom, and I crash and I hit a car and I hurt some people. If I kill someone, I don't get hit with murder charges. I don't get hit with murder charges. Maybe vehicle manslaughter. You know what I mean? Something else. But because I never intended to kill him. I never intended. There was no intent. So with this, there is no intent that they're trying to have this individual killed. So attempted murder, I just know will not hold up in court. It won't. It just simply won't. I'm not even a guy that studies law. Okay. I don't study law. That's just simple mathematics for me breaking down in a courtroom. Okay. You would have to prove that the SWAT team comes in there to kill. The SWAT team's whole entire training is not that. So then what do you fight next? What are you saying next? They come in there, they assess the situation. A lot of times they're going around the house, they're looking in windows, they're trying to see the situation as best as they can first. And they usually knock the door and kick and do other things too. But this is big for Keffels because this is the second time it's happened. She is now hiding for her life. Doesn't know where to go. Can't find anywhere to go. And is staying in undisclosed locations with a portable pack to set up streaming. The way they were able to track her is they were able to see a picture that she taken of a cat on a hotel bed. They seen the sheets that the cat was on. I'm going to tell you how smart the internet is, man. And that's why I don't put nothing past anybody. They seen the sheets, checked every hotel within so many, states, areas, whatever they may have done. And they found matches. Based on the match of the sheets, they were able to track down exactly what room Clara was in. Then they not only did that, they sent pizza in her what they call dead name, which I think Clara would be the dead name, Keffels, or, I'm not sure if Claire's the new name, but dead name would be the name you no longer use. It's probably the male name before transitioning to a female. That's the correct way to say it. I think I'm getting used to it. Okay. I was, I'm thinking about it. No, I'm getting it. Okay. So all these pizzas come. And of course, they leave the hotel. Her and her husband leave the hotel. And of course, they're staying in some undisclosed location. So they sent this pizza kind of like a we know where you are type deal. And that's scary. That's scary, man. So regardless, I'm going to say this. For me, I am strapped at the crib. Okay, if it goes down, it goes down at the crib. I always say if I'm going to go, at least go for something I love, something I believe in, and that's protecting my family. But to be streaming and to have it happen twice and people sending pieces to your house and all that, that's something different. I don't think that's a stalker. That's true hate. Keffels, you're experiencing hate in its finest. See, in this country here in America, being a black man, which I announced not that long ago, by the way. People were there. Some people were not there. So if you missed it, hey, I'm black. Okay, but I announced this. And for years, there was slavery, y'all. Okay, there was civil rights marches and everything. And now it's come to a point where, black people are accepted all across the United States. I can walk everywhere and feel good and not be judged. But, I don't know. There might be an area I step into where they might, hey, boy, bop, 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 bop. got to step back. I'm gonna step out there. You got it. You got it. But I haven't had that issue. I've been able to go wherever I wanted to, and that's thanks to those before me. And it's not as bad, and it only gets better. Same thing for gays. It was a lot of discrepancy with gays coming up. And now with the trans community, it's just different, man. It's just different. It's a whole new thing, and a lot of people are trying to understand it, especially those who are older. Okay, there are older people who understand it, but there are those who do not. So I like to look at it from that lens. It's going to take time for things to change, and it will change. Okay, but right now, early on, I could see. But let me just preach to y'all, for all the parents out there, everybody, for all the parents, I just want y'all to know that this is why you hear a lot of parents say, I don't want my child to be gay, or I don't want my child to be trans, or I don't want these things. It's not because the parents have anything against gays, trans, lesbians. I'm not sure of all the different letters and what they stand for, but I think there's pansexuals, asexuals. There's it's a lot of different things. I'm not sure. Okay, but to anyone, okay, it's because they don't want their children to go through things that Keffals is going through. They don't want that. They don't want their children to go through this, because they see if she's getting doxing attempts for streaming and just speaking out. Imagine if you were actually changing laws. That's power. And people see your audience as power. The bigger I get, the more things come. Okay. I have to choose what battles I can fight and which ones not to fight. I can't fight all the battles. I know that. I tell myself that all the time. So when there's battles out there saying, hey, you this or so and so, I don't fight it. I let it be. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm entitled to have mine here today. So let me go through the chat. Just make sure, I was sitting here running my mouth and see. I can't even pull up the chat. I was just wrong on thinking that. I was going to pull up the chat. So last words I'm going to say on this before I go further, because we coming close. I mean, the time is almost, I'm trying to go through it. I got my other subjects, Nintendo and everything. I'm trying to get through. So one thing I want to say is that Keffals, be careful. If you're a voice speaking out for everyone in the trans community, just be careful, because when you're one of the first in things and situations, a lot of times you're going to take the heat. You're going to take the backlash. You're going to take the hit and backlash. You're going to take the full front right in your face backlash. You're going to take it all, because you're the one constant that everybody sees and knows. So be careful.